The Power of Silence, written and published by Ngasline. Most people are drowning in noise, but true power lives in spaces between words, in the silent moments where everything transforms. What I'm about to reveal is the revolutionary blueprint of silence, a strategic approach that turns quietness into your ultimate weapon for control, creativity, and complete life mastery. This isn't about being passive. This is about understanding silence as a sophisticated strategy that makes everything flow precisely in your favor. You'll discover how to weaponize stillness, decode the hidden language of strategic silence, and create an internal ecosystem so powerful that opportunities are magnetized through your intentional quietness. Imagine having a presence so refined that your silence speaks louder than anyone else's words. Where meditation becomes a form of martial art, relationships bend to your unspoken intention, and your digital world transforms the moment you choose to disconnect. From understanding the cost of constant noise to creating silent spaces that regenerate your entire being, this is your complete guide to becoming someone who doesn't just communicate, but commands entire rooms without uttering a single word. If you're ready to stop fighting the world and start flowing with the most powerful, unspoken frequency of success, prepare for a journey that will permanently upgrade how you interact with yourself, others, and the universe itself. Understanding true silence. In our constantly buzzing world, silence has become an increasingly rare commodity, yet it represents far more than just the absence of sound. True silence exists in various forms, each carrying its own profound impact on our lives and well-being. When we delve deeper into understanding silence, we discover it's a multifaceted concept that encompasses both external quietude and internal stillness. External silence refers to the physical absence of audible sounds in our environment. This form of silence can be experienced in nature's remote corners, in the early hours before dawn, or in specially designed spaces like libraries and meditation rooms. However, achieving complete external silence is nearly impossible in our modern world, as even the quietest environments contain some level of ambient sound. Internal silence, perhaps the more powerful of the two, represents the quieting of our mental chatter and emotional turbulence. This state of inner calm exists independently of external conditions and can be maintained even in noisy environments. It's the ability to find stillness within ourselves, regardless of outer circumstances. This internal silence forms the foundation for clarity, wisdom, and personal transformation. The scientific community has extensively studied the effects of silence on human physiology and psychology. Research shows that exposure to silence can stimulate brain cell growth, reduce blood pressure, and decrease stress hormone levels. When we experience periods of silence, our brains process information more effectively, consolidate memories, and enhance creative thinking capabilities. These findings explain why many great thinkers throughout history have sought solitude and silence for inspiration and clarity. Throughout human history, silence has held profound significance across various cultures and spiritual traditions. In Eastern philosophies, silence is often viewed as the gateway to enlightenment and self-realization. Buddhist monastics practice noble silence as a means of developing mindfulness and wisdom. Native American traditions incorporate silent reflection in their ceremonies and vision quests. Even in Western religious practices, silence plays a crucial role in prayer and contemplation. In ancient Greece, the philosopher Pythagoras required his students to maintain silence for 5 years before they could fully participate in his teachings. This practice was believed to develop discipline, wisdom, and the ability to truly listen and learn. Similarly, Desert Fathers in early Christianity sought silence in remote locations, believing it essential for spiritual growth and divine connection. Understanding silence also requires recognizing its dynamic nature. Silence isn't merely passive. It's an active force that creates space for growth, healing, and transformation. It's the canvas upon which our thoughts, emotions, and experiences can be clearly observed and understood. When we embrace silence, we create opportunities for deeper self-awareness and more meaningful connections with others. The modern understanding of silence has evolved to encompass its role in personal development and professional success. Organizations increasingly recognize the value of silent reflection in decision-making processes, and leaders acknowledge how strategic silence can enhance their effectiveness. Healthcare professionals incorporate silent practices in treatment protocols, while educators utilize quiet periods to improve student learning and concentration. As we begin to grasp the true nature of silence, we realize it's not something to be feared or avoided, but rather a powerful tool for personal growth and positive change. It serves as both a mirror reflecting our inner state and a window opening to new possibilities. Understanding different aspects of silence enables us to harness its power more effectively in our daily lives, creating pathways for transformation and success. The cost of noise. In our modern world, noise has become an unwelcome, constant companion that affects us more profoundly than we realize. The perpetual buzz of city life, the endless notifications from our devices, and the constant stream of information bombarding our senses create a cacophony that takes a significant toll on our well-being. This invisible burden manifests in various ways, impacting both our physical and mental health. The human brain, despite its remarkable capabilities, wasn't designed to process the overwhelming amount of information we encounter daily. Studies have shown that excessive noise exposure leads to increased levels of stress hormones, particularly cortisol, which can contribute to various health issues, including cardiovascular problems, disrupted sleep patterns, and compromised immune function. The constant background noise in urban environments, even at seemingly tolerable levels, forces our bodies to remain in a subtle but persistent state of alertness. Beyond the physical impact, noise severely affects our cognitive abilities. Research indicates that people working in noisy environments make more mistakes and have difficulty maintaining focus compared to those in quieter settings. The brain expends considerable energy filtering out unnecessary sounds, leaving fewer resources for important tasks like decision-making and creative thinking. This cognitive drain often results in mental fatigue, reduced productivity, and decreased job satisfaction. The information overload characteristic of our digital age presents another form of noise that proves equally detrimental. Social media feeds, email notifications, news updates, and instant messages create a constant stream of digital noise that fragments our attention and disrupts our thought processes. This perpetual distraction has led to shorter attention spans and an inability to engage in deep, focused work. Many people find themselves in a state of continuous partial attention, never fully present in any single task or moment. The relationship between noise and stress is particularly concerning. Chronic exposure to noise triggers the body's fight or flight response, leading to elevated blood pressure, increased heart rate, and muscle tension. This persistent state of physiological arousal can result in anxiety, irritability, and emotional exhaustion. The cumulative effect of noise-induced stress often manifests in deteriorating mental health, strained relationships, and reduced overall life satisfaction. Decision-making capabilities suffer significantly in noisy environments. When surrounded by constant noise, people tend to make more impulsive decisions and have difficulty weighing options carefully. The cognitive load imposed by processing multiple sound inputs impairs our ability to think critically and consider long-term consequences. This effect is particularly pronounced in professional settings, where crucial decisions can impact entire organizations. The cost of noise extends to our social interactions as well. In noisy environments, people often struggle to communicate effectively, leading to misunderstandings and social disconnection. The need to raise voices or compete with background noise can create tension and fatigue in conversations, making meaningful dialogue increasingly difficult. This communication barrier can erode relationships and contribute to feelings of isolation, even in crowded spaces. Understanding the true cost of noise is essential for recognizing the value of silence. The impact of constant noise exposure accumulates gradually, often going unnoticed until its effects become severe. By acknowledging these costs, we can better appreciate the necessity of creating periods of silence in our lives and taking active steps to protect ourselves from the harmful effects of excessive noise. The awareness of noise's impact serves as a powerful motivator for seeking out and cultivating moments of silence in our daily routines. Silence as a source of power. In our journey to harness the power of silence, we discover that it serves as more than just a temporary escape from noise. It becomes a wellspring of inner strength and clarity. When we embrace silence, we tap into a reservoir of power that enhances our decision-making abilities and emotional intelligence in ways that constant activity and noise cannot match. The relationship between silence and inner strength is profound. As we practice sitting in silence, we develop a stronger connection with our authentic selves. This connection allows us to differentiate between our true desires and those imposed by external influences. Through regular periods of silence, we cultivate a sense of self-assurance that remains unshaken by the opinions and judgments of others. This inner strength becomes our foundation for navigating life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Silent reflection dramatically improves our decision-making capabilities. When we step away from the constant stream of input and create space for quiet contemplation, we allow our minds to process information more thoroughly. This mental clarity helps us see patterns and connections that might otherwise remain hidden beneath the surface of conscious thought. Leaders and innovators throughout history have recognized this power, often retreating into silence before making crucial decisions that shaped the course of events. The development of emotional intelligence flourishes in silence. As we become comfortable with quiet moments, we naturally become more attuned to subtle emotional cues, both within ourselves and in others. This heightened awareness allows us to respond to situations with greater empathy and understanding rather than simply reacting to surface-level triggers. The practice of silence helps us develop the ability to pause between stimulus and response, creating space for more thoughtful and emotionally intelligent interactions. In negotiations and strategic interactions, silence becomes a powerful tool. Those who master the art of comfortable silence often find themselves at an advantage in professional and personal situations. When others rush to fill the void with words, the person who remains silent maintains control of the conversation's direction. This strategic use of silence can lead to better outcomes in negotiations, as it prevents the common mistake of overcommitting or revealing too much information too soon. The power of silence extends beyond individual benefits to influence group dynamics and leadership effectiveness. Leaders who incorporate purposeful silence into their communication style often command greater respect and attention when they do speak. Their words carry more weight because they're carefully chosen and delivered with intention, rather than simply filling space with noise. Being silent also allows us to observe and learn from our environment more effectively. When we're not focused on formulating our next response or managing constant internal dialogue, we can notice subtle details and dynamics that provide valuable insights. This observational power gives us a competitive edge in business, relationships, and personal growth. The transformative power of silence manifests in improved concentration and mental stamina. Regular practice of silent reflection strengthens our ability to focus deeply on tasks and maintain clarity of thought, even in challenging situations. This enhanced mental capacity becomes particularly valuable in today's fast-paced world, where the ability to maintain focus and make clear decisions under pressure is increasingly rare and valuable. Through conscious cultivation of silence, we discover that true power often lies not in what we do or say, but in our ability to be still and present. This source of power is always available to us, requiring only our willingness to step away from the noise and connect with the quiet strength that resides within. The art of strategic silence. Silence is more than just the absence of noise. It's a powerful tool that, when wielded strategically, can create profound impacts in various situations. Strategic silence is an art form that requires understanding timing, context, and human psychology to maximize its effectiveness. In conversations, strategic silence serves multiple purposes. When someone is speaking, maintaining silence shows respect and allows for deep listening, enabling you to truly understand their perspective rather than simply waiting for your turn to speak. Additionally, a well-timed pause after someone speaks can encourage them to elaborate further, often revealing important information they might have otherwise kept to themselves. This technique is particularly valuable in negotiations, where additional information can provide a significant advantage. Leaders often use strategic silence to build presence and authority. When a leader speaks constantly, their words can lose impact over time. However, when they choose their moments to speak carefully and maintain silence otherwise, their words carry more weight. This creates an atmosphere of anticipation and respect around their communications. Strategic silence also allows leaders to observe their team members more effectively, gaining insights into dynamics and personalities that might be missed in constant conversation. The power of silence in professional settings extends beyond leadership. In meetings, maintaining silence until you have something truly valuable to contribute can establish you as a thoughtful and insightful participant. This contrasts sharply with those who feel compelled to speak at every opportunity, often diluting their influence. Strategic silence can also be particularly effective during negotiations. When presented with a proposal, remaining silent instead of immediately responding can create pressure on the other party, often leading them to offer better terms or reveal important information. In personal relationships, strategic silence can help manage conflicts and strengthen connections. During heated discussions, choosing to remain silent rather than escalating with immediate responses can prevent unnecessary arguments and allow both parties to process their emotions more effectively. This doesn't mean using silence as a weapon or giving someone the silent treatment, but rather employing it as a tool for creating space for reflection and understanding. The art of strategic silence also involves understanding nonverbal communication. Your body language during silence speaks volumes. Maintaining eye contact, having an open posture, and showing engagement through subtle nods can make silence feel comfortable and constructive rather than awkward or hostile. This active silence demonstrates that you're fully present and engaged, even without speaking. Timing is crucial in strategic silence. Learning to recognize the right moments for silence requires practice and awareness. Sometimes, silence is most powerful immediately after making an important point, allowing others to absorb and process the information. Other times, silence is most effective when others expect you to speak, creating a pattern interrupt that draws attention and emphasis to your next words. Strategic silence also involves knowing when to break it. The key is to speak with purpose rather than from compulsion or discomfort with silence. When you do break silence, your words should add value to the situation. This might mean offering a fresh perspective, asking a thoughtful question, or providing necessary clarification. Mastering strategic silence requires practice and self-awareness. It involves overcoming the common urge to fill every quiet moment with words. By developing comfort with silence and learning to use it intentionally, you can enhance your influence, improve your relationships, and create more meaningful interactions in both personal and professional contexts. The art of strategic silence transforms it from a passive state into an active tool for achieving your goals and making everything flow in your favor. Meditation and mindfulness. The journey into meditation and mindfulness begins with a simple commitment to stillness. In our fast-paced world, taking time to be present and cultivating awareness through meditation has become more crucial than ever. Meditation is not about emptying your mind completely. Rather, it's about observing your thoughts without judgment and gradually developing a deeper connection with your inner self. There are various meditation techniques that can help you harness the power of silence. One fundamental approach is breath awareness meditation, where you focus solely on your breath, its rhythm, temperature, and movement through your body. This simple yet powerful practice helps anchor your attention to the present moment, creating a foundation for deeper states of meditation. Mindfulness meditation involves expanding your awareness to include bodily sensations, sounds, and thoughts, while maintaining a non-judgmental attitude. This practice helps develop metacognition, the ability to observe your own thought processes, which can lead to better emotional regulation and decision-making in daily life. Creating a daily silence routine doesn't require hours of practice. Starting with just 5 minutes of meditation each morning can significantly impact your day. As you become more comfortable with the practice, you can gradually extend the duration. The key is consistency rather than length. Choose a specific time and place for your practice, creating a sacred space that supports your meditation journey. Transcendental meditation, which involves the silent repetition of a mantra, offers another pathway to inner silence. This technique helps bypass the analytical mind, allowing practitioners to access deeper states of consciousness and relaxation. While some meditation practices require formal training, others can be learned through guided applications or local meditation groups. Mindfulness in everyday life extends beyond formal meditation sessions. It involves bringing conscious awareness to routine activities like eating, walking, or washing dishes. This practice transforms mundane tasks into opportunities for presence and insight. When eating mindfully, for instance, you focus on the flavors, textures, and sensations of each bite, creating a richer experience and better relationship with food. The benefits of regular meditation and mindfulness practice are well documented through scientific research. These practices reduce stress, improve focus, enhance emotional intelligence, and boost immune system function. Regular practitioners often report better sleep quality, reduced anxiety, and increased overall life satisfaction. The neuroplastic nature of our brains means that consistent meditation actually changes our brain structure, strengthening areas associated with attention, emotional regulation, and self-awareness. Walking meditation provides an active alternative to seated practice, particularly beneficial for those who find it challenging to sit still. This technique involves slow, deliberate walking while maintaining awareness of each step, breath, and body movement. It can be practiced indoors or in nature, offering a bridge between formal meditation and daily life. Body scan meditation helps develop body awareness and release physical tension. Starting from the toes and moving up to the head, practitioners systematically focus attention on different parts of the body, noting sensations without trying to change them. This practice often reveals how we hold stress in our bodies and provides a method for conscious relaxation. Incorporating silence through meditation and mindfulness creates a ripple effect throughout all aspects of life. As your practice deepens, you'll notice enhanced clarity in decision, making improved relationships through better listening and a greater sense of inner peace. The key is to approach these practices with patience and curiosity, understanding that, like any skill, meditation becomes more natural and beneficial with consistent practice. Silence in relationships. In our fast-paced world of constant communication, silence plays a vital role in building and maintaining meaningful relationships. While many believe that continuous dialogue is the key to strong connections, the thoughtful application of silence can transform our interactions and deepen our bonds with others in profound ways. The foundation of any healthy relationship lies in effective communication, and silence is an integral part of this process. When we embrace silence in our relationships, we create space for genuine understanding and emotional resonance. This practice begins with active listening, where we focus entirely on what others are saying instead of preparing our response. By maintaining silence while others speak, we demonstrate respect and show that their thoughts and feelings matter. Silence also allows us to process our emotions and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. In moments of conflict or tension, taking a silent pause can prevent us from saying things we might later regret. This intentional pause serves as a buffer between our immediate emotional reactions and our measured responses, leading to more constructive dialogue and better conflict resolution. The power of silence in relationships extends beyond verbal communication. Comfortable silence between people indicates a deep level of trust and understanding. When two people can sit together in silence without feeling awkward or compelled to fill the void with unnecessary chatter, it reveals a strong emotional connection. These shared moments of silence can be more intimate and meaningful than hours of conversation. In romantic relationships, silence can foster intimacy and strengthen emotional bonds. It provides opportunities for partners to simply be present with each other, appreciating their connection without the need for words. These quiet moments allow couples to tune into each other's energy and emotions, creating a deeper understanding that transcends verbal expression. Silent observation in relationships helps us notice subtle cues and nonverbal communication that we might otherwise miss. By being silent and attentive, we can pick up on body language, facial expressions, and emotional undercurrents that provide valuable insights into our loved one's feelings and needs. This awareness enables us to respond more appropriately and show greater empathy in our interactions. Silence also plays a crucial role in setting and maintaining healthy boundaries in relationships. Learning when to remain silent instead of offering unsolicited advice or opinions demonstrates respect for others' autonomy and decision-making processes. This practice helps create balanced relationships where each person feels heard and respected. The practice of silence in relationships requires patience and conscious effort. It involves recognizing when to speak and when to listen, understanding the difference between supportive silence and cold withdrawal, and being comfortable with quiet moments. As we develop these skills, our relationships naturally become more authentic and fulfilling. Through silence, we can create space for others to express themselves fully and feel truly heard. This practice fosters trust, deepens understanding, and strengthens the emotional connections that make our relationships meaningful. When we embrace silence as a tool for building better relationships, we open ourselves to more profound and authentic connections with those around us. Silence and creativity. In the depths of silence lies an unlimited wellspring of creativity that many of us rarely tap into. Our minds, when freed from the constant bombardment of external noise and internal chatter, become fertile ground for innovative thoughts and breakthrough ideas. This creative potential exists within everyone, but it often remains dormant beneath layers of daily distractions and mental clutter. The connection between silence and creativity is rooted in how our brains process information and generate new ideas. When we allow ourselves to experience genuine silence, our minds naturally enter a state of heightened receptivity. This state, often referred to as the default mode network, enables our brains to make unique connections between seemingly unrelated concepts. It's in these moments of quiet contemplation that our most original ideas often emerge. Artists, writers, musicians, and inventors throughout history have recognized the vital role of silence in their creative processes. Mozart spoke of hearing entire compositions in moments of stillness, while Einstein credited his groundbreaking theories to quiet contemplation during long walks. These examples illustrate how silence creates the necessary space for our minds to wander, explore, and discover new possibilities. Silent brainstorming represents a powerful alternative to traditional group ideation sessions. Rather than immediately verbalizing every thought, taking time to sit in silence allows ideas to fully form before being expressed. This approach often leads to more developed concepts and prevents the common scenario where early ideas dominate the conversation, limiting creative potential. When practiced regularly, silent brainstorming can become a valuable tool for both individual and group creativity. The creative process benefits tremendously from periods of uninterrupted silence. Instead of forcing ideas to emerge, silence allows them to surface naturally. This organic approach to creativity often yields more authentic and innovative results than trying to generate ideas under pressure or in noisy environments. The quiet moments between active thinking are where true creativity often flourishes, as our subconscious mind continues to work on problems and generate solutions. Problem-solving abilities are similarly enhanced through silent contemplation. When faced with complex challenges, our initial instinct might be to immediately search for solutions or seek input from others. However, taking time to sit with a problem in silence often leads to more elegant and effective solutions. This silent approach to problem solving allows us to see beyond obvious answers and discover more innovative approaches. Creating intentional spaces for silence in our daily routines can significantly boost our creative output. This might involve setting aside specific times for silent reflection, taking silent walks in nature, or simply turning off all electronic devices for designated periods. These quiet moments become opportunities for our minds to process information, make new connections, and generate fresh ideas. The relationship between silence and creativity extends beyond individual moments of inspiration. Regular exposure to silence helps cultivate a more receptive and creative mindset overall. This heightened creative awareness can transform how we approach challenges, view opportunities, and generate solutions in all aspects of our lives. Through silence, we can access deeper levels of creativity that remain untapped in our usual noise-filled environments. Incorporating silence into our creative practice requires patience and commitment. The initial discomfort of sitting in silence gradually gives way to a more natural and productive creative state. As we become more comfortable with silence, our creative capabilities expand, and we discover new ways to express our ideas and solve problems. The power of silence in fostering creativity becomes increasingly evident as we make it an integral part of our creative process. Digital silence. In our hyper-connected world, the concept of digital silence has become increasingly crucial for maintaining mental clarity and emotional well-being. The constant stream of notifications, emails, social media updates, and digital communications has created an unprecedented level of noise in our lives, making it essential to establish intentional practices of digital silence. Digital silence goes beyond simply turning off notifications or engaging in temporary digital detoxes. It represents a fundamental shift in how we interact with technology, requiring us to become more conscious of our digital consumption patterns and their impact on our overall well-being. The average person checks their phone over 100 times per day, often unconsciously, creating a perpetual state of distraction that prevents deep work, meaningful connections, and inner peace. To establish digital silence, we must first recognize the difference between necessary and unnecessary digital engagement. Essential communications, work-related tasks, and purposeful research serve valuable functions in our lives. However, mindless scrolling, constant email checking, and social media addiction often mask deeper emotional needs or serve as escape mechanisms from present moment awareness. Creating boundaries with technology begins with establishing specific times for digital engagement and digital silence. This might involve designating certain hours as phone-free zones, such as during meals, the first hour after waking, or the last hour before bed. These boundaries help reset our relationship with technology and create space for genuine human connection and self-reflection. The mindful use of social media requires particular attention in our quest for digital silence. Social platforms are designed to capture and hold our attention through sophisticated algorithms and psychological triggers. By consciously limiting our social media exposure and choosing specific times to engage with these platforms, we can maintain their benefits while avoiding their potential negative impacts on our mental health and productivity. Digital silence also extends to our physical spaces. Creating technology-free zones in our homes, especially in bedrooms and dining areas, helps establish sacred spaces where genuine human connection and personal reflection can flourish. These designated areas become sanctuaries from the digital world, allowing us to fully engage with ourselves and others without technological interference. Implementing digital silence strategies requires both personal commitment and clear communication with others about our boundaries. This might involve setting autoresponders for emails during focused work periods, establishing specific response times for non-urgent messages, or communicating our digital boundaries to family, friends, and colleagues. When others understand and respect our need for digital silence, it becomes easier to maintain these practices consistently. The benefits of digital silence extend beyond personal well-being. Professional productivity often increases significantly when we create periods of uninterrupted focus without digital distractions. Creative thinking flourishes in the absence of constant digital input, allowing our minds to make novel connections and generate innovative solutions. Relationships deepen when we give others our undivided attention, free from the subtle but persistent pull of our devices. Developing a healthy relationship with technology through digital silence practices allows us to harness its benefits while avoiding its pitfalls. By becoming more intentional about our digital consumption and creating regular periods of technological quiet, we can restore balance to our lives and create space for what truly matters. Digital silence empowers us to use technology as a tool rather than allowing it to use us, ultimately leading to greater peace, productivity, and presence in our daily lives. Silent success principles. Success often speaks through silence, a paradox that many overlook in their pursuit of achievement. The most profound victories frequently emerge from quiet observation, patient learning, and the cultivation of silent confidence. These principles form the foundation of sustainable success across all areas of life. Observation in silence reveals patterns and opportunities that noise typically masks. When we quiet our minds and external chatter, we develop a heightened awareness of our environment, allowing us to notice subtle shifts in market trends, relationship dynamics, or personal growth opportunities. This keen observation becomes a competitive advantage, as most people rush through life without truly seeing what's around them. Think of successful investors who spot emerging trends before others, or entrepreneurs who identify unmet needs in the marketplace. Their insights often come from periods of quiet contemplation and observation. Learning through silence transcends traditional educational methods. While active discussion and debate have their place, deep understanding often comes from silent reflection and absorption of information. This approach allows us to process information more thoroughly, make unexpected connections, and develop unique insights. Many groundbreaking innovations and solutions emerge not from constant dialogue, but from moments of solitary contemplation. Consider how great scientists, artists, and thought leaders often describe their breakthrough moments, occurring during periods of quiet reflection. Silent confidence represents a powerful form of self-assurance that doesn't require constant validation or announcement. This quiet certainty emanates from within, built through consistent action and self-awareness rather than external validation. Unlike loud, boastful confidence that often masks insecurity, silent confidence attracts opportunities and respect naturally. People with this quality don't need to convince others of their worth. Their actions and presence speak volumes. Achieving goals without noise involves a focused, deliberate approach to success. Instead of announcing every intention and milestone, silent achievers channel their energy into actual progress. This method reduces external pressure and eliminates the dopamine hits that come from sharing goals prematurely, which can sometimes substitute for real achievement. Silent progress allows for more authentic growth and reduces the risk of external interference or negativity affecting our journey. The practice of silent success principles requires discipline and patience. It means resisting the urge to share every achievement on social media, waiting for the right moment to reveal projects or ideas, and maintaining focus regardless of external recognition. This approach builds resilience and ensures that success is built on solid foundations rather than fleeting external validation. These principles also enhance decision-making abilities. When we remove the noise of others' opinions and societal expectations, we can better align our choices with our true values and objectives. This clarity leads to more authentic and sustainable success, as our actions stem from genuine conviction rather than external pressure or conventional wisdom. The implementation of silent success principles creates a powerful feedback loop. As we achieve results through quiet, focused effort, our confidence grows naturally, leading to even greater achievements. This cycle operates independently of external validation, creating a sustainable model for long-term success and personal fulfillment. Incorporating these principles doesn't mean becoming completely silent or withdrawn from the world. Instead, it means choosing moments of silence strategically, using them to enhance our understanding, decision-making, and ultimate success. The power lies in finding the right balance between engagement and reflection, between sharing and keeping counsel, between action and observation. The healing power of silence. In our journey to understand the transformative power of silence, we now explore its profound healing capabilities. The human body and mind possess remarkable regenerative abilities that are enhanced when we embrace periods of quiet. Scientific research has consistently demonstrated that exposure to silence triggers positive physiological changes in our bodies, from lowering blood pressure to reducing cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone that can wreak havoc on our health when chronically elevated. When we immerse ourselves in silence, our bodies naturally shift into a parasympathetic state, often called the rest and digest mode. This state promotes cellular repair, immune system enhancement, and overall physical restoration. Studies conducted in hospitals have shown that patients who spend time in quiet environments tend to heal faster and require less pain medication than those in noisy settings. The simple act of being in silence allows our bodies to redirect energy from processing external stimuli to internal healing processes. The mental health benefits of silence are equally remarkable. In a world where mental health challenges are increasingly prevalent, silence offers a natural and accessible remedy. Regular periods of silence have been linked to reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression, improved cognitive function, and enhanced emotional regulation. When we step away from the constant mental chatter and external noise, our brains can process experiences, emotions, and memories more effectively. This mental clearing helps reduce psychological tension and promotes emotional well-being. Silent practices also facilitate emotional healing by creating space for self-reflection and emotional processing. Many people carry emotional wounds from past experiences that never properly heal because they're constantly distracted by noise and activity. In silence, we can safely explore these emotions, acknowledge them, and begin the healing process. This emotional clarity often leads to improved relationships, better decision-making, and a stronger sense of self-awareness. Stress reduction through silence is particularly powerful because it works on multiple levels simultaneously. Physical tension melts away as our muscles relax in response to the quiet environment. Mental stress diminishes as our thoughts naturally slow down and become more focused. Emotional stress reduces as we connect with our inner selves and process our feelings without external interference. This multifaceted approach to stress reduction makes silence an exceptionally effective tool for maintaining overall well-being. The healing power of silence extends beyond individual benefits to impact our collective health. Communities that prioritize quiet spaces and times tend to report lower stress levels and better quality of life. Hospitals are increasingly incorporating quiet hours and meditation rooms into their facilities, recognizing the therapeutic value of silence in the healing process. Schools that implement silent periods report improved student focus and reduced behavioral issues. To harness these healing benefits, we can incorporate specific silence-based practices into our daily routines. Starting with just 5 minutes of complete silence can initiate the healing process. This time can be gradually increased as we become more comfortable with stillness. Finding a quiet space in nature, creating a silent corner in our homes, or using noise. Canceling headphones can help facilitate these healing moments. The key is consistency. Regular exposure to silence allows its healing effects to compound over time. The physiological and psychological improvements that come from embracing silence are not temporary fixes, but rather fundamental shifts in our well-being. As we learn to appreciate and prioritize silence, we discover its remarkable capacity to heal our bodies, minds, and spirits, leading to a more balanced and healthy life. Creating silent spaces. In our quest to harness the power of silence, we must acknowledge the vital importance of creating and maintaining spaces that foster genuine quietude. The modern world, with its constant buzz of activity and technological intrusion, makes it increasingly challenging to find natural moments of silence. Yet the deliberate creation of silent spaces is not just a luxury. It's a necessity for our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. The first step in creating silent spaces begins with understanding the difference between natural and artificial silence. Natural silence, found in nature or thoughtfully designed environments, carries a quality that artificial silence cannot replicate. While soundproofing and noise-canceling technologies can reduce external noise, they often create an unnaturally dead space that may feel uncomfortable or oppressive. Instead, aim for spaces that allow for gentle ambient sounds, the rustle of leaves, distant bird song, or the soft flow of water, which actually enhance our experience of silence rather than detract from it. Urban dwellers face particular challenges in creating silent spaces, but solutions exist even in the heart of busy cities. Window treatments, strategic furniture placement, and sound absorbing materials can significantly reduce urban noise intrusion. Small adjustments, such as adding soft textiles, plants, and natural materials to your living space, can create pockets of tranquility within your home. Even a small corner, when properly designed, can become a sanctuary of silence. The concept of a silent sanctuary deserves special attention. This dedicated space, whether it's a spare room, a garden nook, or even a converted closet, becomes your personal retreat for silent reflection. The key is consistency in both its physical attributes and its use. Keep this space free from electronics and maintain it as a technology-free zone. Incorporate elements that promote calm and reflection. Perhaps a comfortable cushion, soft lighting, or meaningful objects that inspire contemplation without creating distraction. Natural environments offer powerful opportunities for experiencing silence. Parks, gardens, and nature reserves provide ready-made silent spaces, but timing is crucial. Early morning or evening, visits often offer the most profound experiences of silence, when human activity is minimal and nature's subtle sounds become more apparent. Even in urban settings, roof gardens, courtyard spaces, or well-designed indoor atriums can provide similar benefits. Color and light play crucial roles in creating silent spaces. Soft, neutral colors tend to promote calm and quiet, while harsh or bright colors can create visual noise that disrupts inner silence. Natural light, when properly managed through windows and skylights, creates an atmosphere conducive to quiet reflection. Consider how light changes throughout the day and design your space to take advantage of these natural rhythms. The architecture of silence extends beyond physical spaces to include temporal considerations. Designating specific times for silence in your home or workplace can be as important as creating physical quiet zones. This might mean establishing quiet hours, implementing no-phone zones, or creating scheduling buffers between activities to allow for moments of silence. Creating silent spaces is an ongoing process rather than a one-time effort. As your needs change and your appreciation for silence deepens, your spaces may need to evolve. Pay attention to what works and what doesn't, and be willing to make adjustments. The goal is to create environments that naturally invite silence and make it easier to maintain a peaceful state of mind, even when the outside world continues its chaotic dance. The silent revolution. In an increasingly chaotic world, a quiet transformation is taking place. People across the globe are discovering the revolutionary power of silence, and its impact is reshaping how we live, work, and interact. This silent revolution isn't about withdrawing from the world. Rather, it's about engaging with it more meaningfully and consciously. The movement begins with individual awareness. As more people recognize the toll that constant noise and stimulation take on their well-being, they naturally seek ways to incorporate more silence into their lives. This personal journey often starts small, perhaps with 5 minutes of morning silence or a quiet walk during lunch break. These individual choices ripple outward, influencing families, workplaces, and communities. Organizations are catching on to this trend, creating quiet spaces for employees to recharge and think creatively. Schools are implementing silent reading periods and mindfulness practices, helping students develop better focus and emotional regulation. Even urban planners are now considering the importance of quiet zones in city design, incorporating green spaces and sound barriers to create pockets of tranquility in bustling metropolitan areas. The silent revolution is also changing how we communicate. Instead of rushing to fill every moment with words, people are learning to embrace purposeful pauses. This shift in communication style leads to more meaningful conversations, better understanding, and stronger relationships. In business negotiations, those who master strategic silence often find themselves at an advantage, able to observe and respond more effectively to others' needs and motivations. Technology companies are responding to this movement by developing features that promote digital wellness and quiet. Apps now offer silent modes, focus timers, and meditation guidance. Some social media platforms are experimenting with features that encourage more mindful usage patterns. This technological adaptation shows how the silent revolution is influencing even the most noise-driven sectors of our society. The environmental impact of this movement shouldn't be overlooked. As people seek more silence, they often find themselves drawn to nature, leading to increased environmental awareness and conservation efforts. The preservation of natural quiet spaces has become a priority for many communities, recognizing these areas as valuable resources for public health and well-being. Perhaps most significantly, the silent revolution is changing how we view success and fulfillment. The traditional narrative of constant hustle and noise is being replaced by a more balanced approach that values reflection, presence, and intentional action. People are discovering that their most significant insights and breakthroughs often come during moments of silence, not in the midst of constant activity. Looking ahead, the silent revolution promises to reshape our world in profound ways. As more people embrace silence as a tool for personal and professional growth, we can expect to see changes in education, healthcare, business, and social interaction. The movement towards silence isn't about rejecting progress or connection. It's about finding a more sustainable and meaningful way to engage with our rapidly evolving world. Communities dedicated to silence are forming worldwide, sharing practices and supporting each other in maintaining quiet practices in a noisy world. These groups range from formal meditation centers to informal neighborhood quiet walks. Their existence proves that the silent revolution isn't just an individual pursuit, but a collective movement toward a more balanced and conscious way of living. The revolution of silence represents a fundamental shift in how we approach our lives and our world. It offers a path to personal empowerment, better relationships, increased creativity, and improved well-being. As more people join this quiet transformation, its impact will continue to grow, creating ripples of positive change throughout society.